security of our country is being breached by increased requests for weapon flight exemptions. However, it seems that mothers are the biggest threat to security, judging by the actions that happened yesterday. I too want to put on the record utterly outrageous treatment of mothers who gave up Mother's Day to peacefully have a vigil. I was actually going to attend it myself. They had pictures of children who've been brutally killed in Gaza. They had what they call pillow babies, which are, wrapped in swaddling clothes after, like a baby corpse. The Gardaí arrived at 5:30 when the gate, nobody needed to use Leinster House, by the way, at that time. They took away the pictures. They kicked, in one case, the pillow babies, which people found very offensive and insensitive. And then they proceeded to arrest the women who were having a peaceful sit-down, 8 women. You've heard from other TDs that some of those women were strip-searched and one was subjected to a cavity search. These are deemed sexual violence actions by Amnesty International. Taoiseach, why did that happen? Why was it that a very peaceful vigil with displays, marking a memorial in effect, marking the people who've been killed in Palestine? These women are nothing but peace-loving. I know many of them personally. 1 or 2 live in my constituency. And I want to ask you, why did the Gardaí, just Count Corla, if I could say this, say to the women that, why you're supporting Hamas, which obviously you are not supporting Hamas by objecting to genocide, and why did they also say, what do you think would happen to you if you were outside the White House right now? Is this an international policing memo that's been sent, emanating from the likes of Germany and the White House, Taoiseach? Is this coming to Ireland as well? And I would like you to object to the way those women were treated. It was not necessary to do that.
My understanding is, and I'm informed of following engagement with a number of protesters who were blocking the entrance to Dáil. I think we all saw that. Why does that have to happen? You can protest on the left-hand side, you can protest on the right-hand side, you can protest across the road. You don't have to protest at all, because we had a previous protest in the previous time, a year or 2 ago, which were quite violent. I'm not saying Mothers Against Genocide were being that, they're not. But everybody in this House railed against the Gardaí for not having operational procedures to keep access and egress from Leinster House available. No, what happened then was the Gardaí gave a direction under the Public Order Act, okay? That's what the Gardaí formally did. No physical engagement, just gave a direction. Given time to adhere to the direction. The direction was not complied with, and a number of people were arrested then for offences contrary to Criminal Justice Public Order Act. 11 people were arrested under Section 8 of the Public Order Act, and all 11 have received adult cautions. And additionally, 3 people were also arrested for alleged offences under Section 6, threatening, abusive or insulting behaviour in a public place, 9 wilful obstruction, and 19 assault of obstruction of peace officer. I will follow up with the Minister for Justice in terms of the assertions and the allegations that have been made today in the House. I don't have any background to that, but I will follow it up because I would not understand the necessity for any strip searching or whatever. But I will follow that up. But I will again make the point. The deputies used a phrase again, which they use with abandon, where they accuse people of complicity in genocide. Now, that is a horrible, it's a great old slogan, but actually it's a horrible assertion, through the Chair. I just want to make a point that is a horrible assertion. It's a demonstrably false assertion. And again, misreading, absolutely wrong, and it shouldn't be made because deputies complain from time to time about what assertions made about them and others. That is a very fundamentally wrong, and it speaks to a kind of philosophy that's really in a mindset. It's about how can we blame the Irish government or the Irish parliamentarians for what's going on in Gaza, not the Israeli government. Your approach always seems to be let's blame the Irish government, not where the fault lies, and you're attempting to drive a wedge between the Irish people and the Irish public representatives who are not of your persuasion.